Moving on and promising to rewire the nation while focusing on public services and the cost of living. Britain's seventh Prime Minister in a decade is getting ready to move into number 10 Downing Street. The former Mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham, has promised to rapidly raise living standards. Outgoing Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer will travel from Downing Street to Buckingham Palace to formally tell the King he's resigning. After that, Burnham will go to the palace and ask King Charles to allow him to form a government. Let's cross now to Benedicte Paviot in London. Benedict, just take us through what exactly the program will be today as Sir Keir Starmer gets ready to hand over to Andy Burnham.
Well, you join us here in London in an extremely busy Downing Street. Of course, we've all been here before because this is indeed the seventh Prime Minister in 10 years. So we will have an exit, that of the current Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer. I would imagine he'll be accompanied by his wife. A podium will come out. He will say goodbye. No doubt he will be sad to do so. My understanding is he's going to quit politics. That's certainly what he said in the House of Commons at his last Prime Minister's questions last Wednesday. He said it was the end of his political journey, and I think he's going to be spending the afternoon with his family. But before he does that, there's the small matter of tendering his resignation. So he will go up the street after having said goodbye here before the British and international media. The street is absolutely packed like sardines here in the blazing sun. He will go and see the head of state, King Charles, tender his resignation. The King will then ask him who does he recommend to form a government. Keir Starmer will say Andy Burnham. Then Andy Burnham goes to the palace, meets the King, is appointed Prime Minister, asked to form a government. He comes back here. There is some speculation, very British here, that there might not be a lectern. Mr. Burnham might choose to do things differently as a signal of indeed the way that he does want to do things differently. We will have this afternoon him going to Parliament that is not sitting but in the offices there, and I gather he will then be deciding and then announcing who will be in his cabinet. Of course, a lot of speculation about who is going to be the Chancellor of the Exchequer, who's going to be the Home Secretary, Defence Secretary, and Foreign Secretary, of course. All those things are absolutely crucial. And of course, there will be a reaction from the markets, which we'll be looking at as well. So that's what we know about. We'll see what he says in his entrance speech, which will possibly give us a clue to what the unfolding days will have in store for us.
Now, as you and I know, Benedict, Andy Burnham has had a spectacular rise and is about to get the keys to Downing Street, as you just said. But the big question, is he ready?
Well, he thinks he is. He said it twice in his speech when he became Labour leader on Friday. You cannot become Labour leader and Prime Minister in the same day. So this is the next working day, and that is why there was that pause. And yes, he says he's ready. Let's remember, this is not somebody who has no experience. This is somebody who has been an MP, who tried unsuccessfully twice before, 2010, 2015, to become Labour leader, and who has just become Labour leader. This is somebody who's been a minister as well, somebody who's been a mayor for 9 years, yes, out of international politics and not on the front line of domestic politics, and that's why there is some criticism and controversy about the fact that, you know, he doesn't have a direct mandate, which it is extraordinary that 2 years after a very comfortable victory that Andy Burnham would take over from Keir Starmer. But we are where we are, and he does intend to do things differently. He's made that cost of living and social care amongst his biggest priorities. I gather he's also going to be try and end on a note of optimism, and he will say that the country needs more breathing room. The question is, will he have enough breathing room for him to do what he wants to do, and how long will that take? No parliamentary scrutiny until the 1st of September, so he has some sort of leeway there, but the honeymoon, I think, won't last terribly long. He will be expected to hit the ground running.